down to 3, looking to take it to 2, hoping to get to 100 large.
Yeah, Schemin's one of those guys just extremely easy to root for, as well as Tekkers. You know, these guys both have truly amazing stories, really good kids, and, you know, they're going to leave it all out there today. It's a shame that somebody has to lose this game.
You know, you and I were talking about it off the air, but where else but in Madden could a kid like Tekkers and a guy like Schemin get together in the first place, right? I mean, you're talking about a guy from university, across the pond, all of that, 5,000 miles away plus, and he's hanging out, getting to know not just Schemin, but this entire new family, this entire new community.
Yeah, it's so amazing. You know, I've met a lot of my best friends through Madden as well. Some of them probably going to be the best men at my wedding. You know, just like really amazing how Madden can bring people together.
So here's Tekkers making new friends, but now he's got a sworn enemy for the next 20 minutes here. He's got to take down Schemin to keep on rolling. And he rolled 41-14 in the division semifinal. Then he took down the heavy favorite, the super popular 16-year-old Henry. That's probably the thing for Tekkers now, right? I mean, he's going to walk around and say, oh, you're the guy that bounced Henry in the division finals. Can he contain Lamar Jackson here? Remember the escape artist and fast break designation on there for Lamar Jackson. He's looking to throw initially.
I think he's got him.
Looking for Hester. He does have him. And what a start for Schemin.
And we haven't seen Schemin be very explosive on offense at all. He's really been grinding out drives, putting together 5 to 6 yards per carry. And there he is, hitting him up top with that Devin Hester early in the game. I haven't seen him do that all tournament.
I was ready to lead you to talk about how Joke used Lamar with that fast break designation for 142 first half rushing yards in the game we just saw. Well, the heck with that. Just air it out, go in for 7. And now Hester part 2. Different team. Similar result as he gets loose. And it takes it out close to the 40-yard line. Let's go back to the over the top.
You're just not going to be able to press Devin Hester at the line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what he tried to do with Trey Waynes. He's not nearly fast enough. Easy touchdown for Bam.
Bam, a.k.a. Schemin. You mentioned he stepped away from his job as a FedEx driver and taking on the team that plays at FedEx Field. He is up 7-0 here. We, of course, are at Pizza Hut Stadium. And great to have you with us. Josh Lewin, Serious Mo. Mo, of course, a 2-time belt winner. And Tekkers can only dream. Same for Schemin.
And I wonder if Bam knew that going into the game that he was going to try to hit him up top with that Devin Hester early on in the game, because that's something we have not seen a lot of, you know. And for him not to go to that QB blast on the first play of the game, that kind of tells me that he'd seen something in his defense from yesterday. That's Tekkers I'm talking about, his defense from yesterday. I feel like he may have seen something, and he attacked it on the first play of the game. That's a huge start to this game, 7-0, especially when he's been having really slow-paced drives.
I'll take you inside both these guys' minds a little deeper in just a second after the possibility of a handoff to Dickerson. We'll see a lot of that. And he'll storm to the outside, get taken down by Palomalu. But not even 30 minutes ago, and this is a weird story to tell, but at the exact same time, separated by 5 seconds, both guys had to use the facilities just down the hall here, both of these players. Tekkers went in first, Schemin went in second, then turned right back around. Figured, no, you know what, we're going to see plenty of each other, and it's going to mean a lot, so I'll wait. As Dickerson, again, trying to nudge forward. This will be 3rd down.
And I don't blame him. You know, on game day, nobody's friends. I don't want to be caught dead in the same place as you. Got to just grind it out, get into the game. After the game, we can be friends.
Not even in the loo, as Tekkers would say back in Kent, UK. 3rd and short, 7-0. The Pack with the lead, and Dickerson squirming. He's got that first down, and Eric Dickerson is kind of a popular card all of a sudden, right? This 95 Eric Dickerson. Clinton Portis with the jukebox was super popular a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Chris Johnson and Eric Dickerson are the best running backs in the game right now. Chris Johnson for the speed. Eric Dickerson, he's going to make you fall forward, gain those extra yards that you probably shouldn't have got.
On a 1st and 10 with the clock rolling down here. We'll see a lot of that from Tekkers, taking that play clock under 5 before he gets rolling with Dickerson. And a timeout taken here.
You know, something I'm seeing from Schemin that I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of. He keeps taking his defensive tackle off the line of scrimmage, you know, so he only has 2 down linemen. It's going to be tough to stop the run when you do that.
75-yard pop right off the jump. Devin Hester into the end zone. That's why Schemin's up by 7. Schemin needed a walk-off field goal just to get to 13 points in the win to advance, by the way, to get here today. Kittle being used as a fullback. Dickerson is crushed.
Looks like Tekkers is just trying to feel Schemin out just a little bit. Not able to break a big run, but he's still gaining positive yardage on every play. I don't know if I love Deion Sanders at safety. He's going to get ran through if he happens to cross pass with Eric Dickerson.
Yeah, famously a non-tackler is Neon Deion, though he's certainly gotten free for some big scores in this tournament.
Going to see a stretch right here.
That's a good call, Mo. And to the outside, ED for the first down.
And if you're Schemin, you got to bring Troy Polamalu down in the box. You can't leave him so far back there. He's never going to be able to make the play at the line of scrimmage, and you don't want to meet in his running back 15 yards up the field.
Tekkers telling us his dad is staying up to watch this one. When he advanced past Henry yesterday, Mo, that happened at 2:45 in the morning, UK time. And Dad, who grew up a big Redskins fan, Joe Theismann was his guy, and has passed down that Redskins love and lineage to his son. He's up, he's watching. Little shout out. A 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Dickerson angling right. Just can't turn the corner as Polamalu jumps on him.
And although he picks up 5 yards right there, I like to see what Schemin did. Troy Polamalu almost met him at the line of scrimmage, just got outran a bit, but he's going to look for him to make some more plays in the backfield, not so far up the field.
Schemin running that Packers D as a Packer here. Said he wanted that $2-3-6 formation. Green Bay has that in the playbook. The Jets playbook does not. So now a 2nd down and 5. Again, you see Deion back in coverage there with Hester in motion. Dickerson. He'll get pulled down a little shy of where he wanted to be. 7 carries for Eric Dickerson already. And Tekkers, I know you're not surprised, Mo, is just ground and pound.
Yeah, just kind of grinding out the game. For what I like to see from Schemin, though, he's getting Troy Polamalu involved heavily, and that's the person who he's going to use to stop the run, and he's getting him involved. That's something I like to see.
Harrison inside of Kittle on the right side of that line for now. And now Harrison will motion out.
I would look for that post. Oh, he audibles back to the run.
Which, of course, is the comfort zone for Tekkers.
I like the stretch here.
Cutting back inside, and at least he's got the first down. It's a clock-munching first drive here for Tekkers, trying to get back and even it up. Tekkers points per possession is about 4.0. 3rd of the 32 players in this field. And we have reached the end of the first quarter. That 75-yard bomb that started out for Schemin has the Pack on top. And it all comes down to this. Be sure to set aside some time tomorrow. Coverage beginning at 7 o'clock Eastern. The Madden NFL Club Championship Finals live on Twitch, YouTube. Make sure you've got the ESPN app. Coverage of the conference finals beginning at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Thrilled to be with you. I know I'm a newbie, but Mo's all over this. 2-time belt winner. And this one, to me, Mo, it feels a little bit, this matchup, like, you know how in the NCAA tournament in basketball, there's a one bracket where it's Kentucky and Duke, but there's the other bracket where it's like the 11 seed and the 14 seed. This feels like George Mason and UAB to me, right? We just saw a joke, and Skimbo have at it. That was Duke and Kentucky.
Yeah, but I don't want to discredit these guys too much. These guys are some of the best players in the world. Tekkers and Schemin been playing for a long time. I've had some battles with the both of them, and you know I've lost games to both of these guys. So these guys can really play, and they're just as good as Joke and Skimbo. They just haven't shown it on the big stage quite yet.
Right, just not as well known quite yet. Kind of a who's who in the AFC and a who's that in the NFC. Dickerson trying to get to the outside, and he'll get inside the 10 anyway to the 8. But here's where you make your medal, right? I mean, this is where you're going to get known. I mean, whoever wins this game gets a lot of attention.
Whoever wins this game goes from star to superstar.
And they're $20,000 richer, too. Dickerson right at the goal line. Well, what a hit. And it's not quite there yet, though it is a 1st and goal, and you can't be any closer than this.
This drive was way too easy for Tekkers. Schemin just kind of playing lax on defense. You need to get more aggressive. Like I said, I do not love seeing that D tackle at the linebacker position. You know, you have 5 linebackers. You need to leave that defensive tackle on the line of scrimmage.
Schemin got his score with a shrug. 75 yards, no big deal. This one is taking a while, and it's still not happening. More stand-up defense, and again, that Packers defense coming through for the guy repping the Packers.
And he finally got aggressive with his user right there. I love to see that. You need to continue that theme throughout the game.
Kittle again, the offset eye fullback here to get it ready for Eric Dickerson. ED. Nope, he has stuffed one more time.
Even lost a yard. This is going to get really tough for him down here. Schemin's almost guaranteed that he's going to run the ball. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a run commit to try to bring extra defenders to blow up that run.
So do you do anything different here?
No, we're going to see a run play almost guaranteed here.
Hester in motion. He's been in the end zone for Schemin already.
He's probably going to flip it and run the stretch left.
With a play clock under 10. That's the call. You got it, Mo. Dickerson powering it. Touchdown! Oh, man, it took forever, but he's finally even with an extra point.
Something we've seen him do a lot versus Henry, utilizing that motion, making Bam's defenders go all sorts of places, putting them out of position, and once he has them, he was just going to snap the ball where he had plenty of numbers to get outside right there. Easy touchdown.
There is some fight in that dog right there, the 22-year-old, the English Bulldog. That is Tekkers, who is now 7 up.
Yeah, that stretch was just wide open. Great play call, easy touchdown.
It's a great celebratory look there, but somewhere the thought bubble over the top of his head has got to be, why was it that hard? Well, it took a long time to finally punch it across.
And look for Schemin to use the rest of this clock in the second quarter if he's able to. He doesn't want to give Tekkers the ball back.
Here's Pollard, who will swerve his way in and out of traffic. And I guess it's true even in the NFL. I mean, on the field too, right, Mo? That oceanfront real estate, you get inside the 3-yard line. Your opportunities to call different plays, that shrinks on you. It's tough sometimes to score.
It gets really tight in the red zone on Madden, just like in real life. But normally it's tough from the 10-yard line in the NFL. It gets really, really difficult in Madden from about the 5.
Lamar Jackson in trouble, and he's slung down.
And call me crazy, but I think that might have been the best thing that could happen for Schemin right there. It looked like he might have been thrown into coverage, probably going to get picked off. Instead, he takes a sack. Very fortunate play, if you ask me.
Lamar Jackson, who was huge in the opening game we saw today for Joke. Here's Jackson rumbling left. No joke here. He's got that sideline. He's got the first down.
Kind of funny we didn't see the Lamar Jackson QB blast until it was 3rd and long. On 2nd and 3, he goes back to a pass play. Look for Schemin to manage his field position just a little bit better, making it really difficult on himself, trying to use that blast on 3rd and 11, but he happened to get past Shazier, so luckily he didn't get the 4th down.
Have you always this year been on Jackson instead of Michael Vick if you're looking at this kind of offense?
Yeah, Lamar Jackson with that fast break ability, it just makes the difference when you're running this QB blast.
Lamar Jackson going to win an NFL MVP at the age of 22. Joe Burrow just won the Heisman at age 23. You got 2 wide out left. Tyreek Hill out to the right.
He's going to catch him here.
Jackson trying to boogie and get rid of it. He's got him. He's got Hester, who's already been in the end zone once. There he goes again. Touchdown, Schemin.
I noticed at the snap of the ball, Tekkers actually put his safeties in spies. That's not going to be very good pass defense when you're in a cover 2 shell. Great recognition by Schemin right there, calling the pass play. Playmakers Hester up for a wide open touchdown.
And Packers fans have got to be like, wait a minute, we're rooting for Devin Hester? Yeah, believe it. A longtime Bear has been in the end zone twice for Schemin.
Ooh.
Ball coming out of bounds. And we take you back here. And you saw this developing, Mo.
Yeah, there was just nothing Tekkers could do. Just way out of whack on defense. Easy touchdown by Hester. Shazier's never going to catch him.
Yeah, linebackers and D linemen running after him. All right, so now with 1:46 left in the half. And again, it's a run-heavy defense or offense for Tekkers. Got a terrific old line that he's invested in, too. Dickerson smashing forward.
And now if you're Schemin, you're able to kind of play that lazy defense where you do bring that defensive tackle back to the linebackers because you just don't want to give up a big play.
Dickerson sweeping, cutting. He's got that first down.
But something to watch out for. We see this clock ticking. It's going to be really tough for Tekkers to just continuously run the ball and get 7 points. I think Schemin's okay with him getting 3 points, just doesn't want to give up 7.
Dickerson met, but he busts out of that tackle, and he's looking with all that green grass against Green Bay. He is over! Touchdown, Tekkers!
Yeah, Deion Sanders just is not going to be able to tackle Eric Dickerson in the open field. You know, that was very similar to the pass play we just seen from Schemin. That's going to be a touchdown almost every single time.
Eric Dickerson left tire marks on Deion Sanders, and we are even, Steven. 14-14, but Schemin with some time left and timeouts. And DeMarco will just chug out of bounds shy of the 25. This is fun. This is old school smash mouth right here.
Yeah, you don't want to bring Deion Sanders down in the box. I would have tried to stay on that Troy Polamalu, just contain the run just a little bit. User error by Schemin right there.
Into the Hall of Fame 20 years ago for real, Eric Dickerson. Now Lamar Jackson, who 20 years ago was 2. You got Harrison in the slot to the right. Was open for a moment here. There he is, Harrison. Toe drag, he's in there. A first down for Schemin.
They caught him down in bounds, though. And Schemin waited a couple seconds before using that timeout. I almost thought he wasn't going to recognize it.
Tekkers, remember, holding the great Henry to 7 points yesterday to advance to get here. Already has allowed 14 here, but he's got 14 as well.
I think we're going to see a blast here. Nope, he's dropping back into pass. Here comes
Pollard
the blast.
is the running back if they do want to go that way. And with that play clock still at 15, they'll go. Jackson. And Polamalu will lasso him here. That'll take us down to 33 seconds left. 2 timeouts left for Tekkers, 1 for Schemin.
We're going to need to see Schemin pick up about 15 yards here on one of these next 2 plays if he wants to get points before half. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go to a shot play.
We saw a 14-13 final earlier. Cleveland and New England, the Belichick Bowl. Joke against Skimbo, and Joke prevailing by a point right at the very end. We've had a great first half here.
Look for Tyreek Hill on this post route if he's able to buy some time.
That's been a good card for a lot of these players in this major. Jackson turning away, crosses body throw, and did he stay in bounds? I'm going to give him that 50-yard line with 28 seconds left. Are you just trying to maneuver for 3 points here, Mo?
Yeah, but now you're at 3rd and 6. You've got to convert right here, or you're likely going to have to punt the ball.
1 timeout left here for Bam, a.k.a. Schemin. From San Leandro, California, East Bay, just about 30 miles from here. Coming to you from our beautiful studios in Redwood City, Pizza Hut Stadium.
And I don't understand why Schemin hasn't tried to go back to Hester on that streak. We've seen him hit him up top with the very first play.
Hester's pushed out wide left, got the X over his head. And with the play clock almost out, Lamar Jackson surveys. Plenty of time here with no pass rush. He does thread the needle to Tyreek Hill. Move those chains. Great call, Mo.
And you know, this is the great thing about this offense. You can come out and run the ball right here on this QB blast because you never know when you're going to be able to break with Lamar Jackson. And you're also able to get to the outside a lot of time and get out of bounds just in case. Where if you just ran the ball at the middle with a running back, it'd be very easy to tackle him in bounds and the half would essentially be over. You'd have to take your field goal. I really wouldn't be surprised if we seen a run play right here.
Schemin starting out 5 wide, and he's really the only player in this tournament that has been showing that look with any kind of consistency at all. No motion around here.
This is where a lot of players make mistakes, down in this red zone.
Out of that gun bunch formation, Jackson will let it fly. It's tipped, and Hester coming back for it. But remember, this is the final timeout that he had to burn right there.
And Devin Hester was wide open. The ball got tipped at the line of scrimmage. That might have been a touchdown. Instead, Schemin's having to burn his last timeout. Pretty unfortunate play right there. And if he takes a sack, he's not going to be able to get points before half.
So is Tekkers dialing it up here? Is he coming hot?
I think he's going to drop into coverage.
Got to guard those sidelines, obviously, here, too, because anything over the middle shy of the goal line You're tick, 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 and done, and getting you right to halftime. Lamar Jackson back. Getting the block, letting it fly. It is picked off.
That's it.
Oh, Deion Sanders.
Safety.
Oh, my.
Wow, what a mistake. With Deion Sanders looking to take it all the way home. Instead, some user error to make it a 16-14 game.
That is a very unfortunate play if you're Tekkers.
What a bizarre way to almost end things here. We're not quite at the end of the first half, but wow, look how close this is. How does that even happen?
Yeah, I'm not real sure. You know, it looks like Tekkers trying to get, you know, his questions answered too. He doesn't understand how that could possibly be a safety, but you know that it's in the game. They're probably likely going to stand with the call.
Yeah, there's going to be a disputed call here, and we're going to have, courtesy of the admin here, we're going to have a long talk that comes forward now. This is really close, and obviously it's a strange play even on the real field. I mean, forget about on this particular stage here. You're talking about Deion Sanders trying to turn himself around, steady himself, and go 101 yards to glory. Instead, he dances just barely out of bounds and gets called for the safety.
Yeah, you know, Deion makes a huge play, but then it looked like he crossed the line. He crossed the goal line. Like he picks the ball off. It looks like he has a ton of field in front of him.
Does he retreat into the end zone? Did he come out and go back in?
You know, I'm not real sure. Look at the angle we get, though.
Wow.
It does look like he came out the end zone for just a second, but I don't know if he came back into the end zone at any point.
That left foot kind of half in, half out, right on the pylon, too.
Looked like it hit the pylon, and I think we're going to stand with this call.
16-14, 9 seconds left, and the rarest of all calls, the safety.
And if you're Schemin, you made a crucial error right there, and you got blessed because that should not have been a safety. But, you know, it's in the game.
Well, in a weird way, I think we're both thinking, heck, it's going to be 17-14 at halftime, right? He's going to kick a field goal, so you know, if you want to march in the army of optimism here, if you're Tekkers, you say, well, look, I saved a point, right? I mean, it's only 16-14.
As a professional Madden player, I'm just going to let it be known. It's extremely tough to look at it like that in the situation, you know, but he has no choice but to continue to play this game and fight his heart out. It is very rough to give up 2 points that way.
Especially when you thought you had 7 going the other way. I mean, that's a 9-point swing. As Lamar Jackson will get belted to get us to triple zeros here, and a fascinating end to an exciting first half. A 16-14 lead for Schemin. Not real satisfying for Tekkers, but Snickers very satisfying. The most satisfying moment of the year, and over the course of the year, we're going to be looking at best moments from each of the 4 Madden majors. Later in the season, you'll get your chance to vote on which one you think is a Snickers most satisfying moment of the year. We'll announce the winning moment at the Madden Bowl in April. The winner receiving a year's supply of Snickers. Skimbo was last year's winner. RG has not eaten all of those yet, although day's not over. Look into the Snickers Players Lounge. It's packed in there now, and I'm sure that safety is being discussed, has been discussed. It's a really weird play. And boy, you're that close to taking it the other way, right? I mean, to go up 21-14. Instead, you're down 16-14.
That's just a sick play, but you still control your own destiny. You got the ball down 2 points. And I just want to say, Skimbo is so lucky for that lifetime supply of Snickers. That's my favorite candy bar. Luckily for me, I think I might be in the hunt this year as one of those candidates. So I'm just going to go ahead and pledge for my vote right now. I need y'all to vote for me back at home when the polls come out.
Serious Mo doing some serious campaigning right here, chasing that 3rd belt, and a lot of Snickers product too. All right, so total yards now, it's 232 for Schemin, but he needed a safety to get that 16th point. Here's Dickerson, Eric Dickerson free. Eric Dickerson stomping his way to the 25, to the 20, hauled down by Troy P at the 15.
And you know, Schemin's given up over 10 yards a carry to this Eric Dickerson, and he just keeps coming out in that same defense. You got to make an adjustment.
It is so much about adjustments in Madden, isn't it?
Yeah, especially, you know, we see a lot of the same looks, but you're normally mixing up your coverages or mixing up your rush blitzes. But Schemin, it looks like he is just staying in that same defense every single time, just expecting something to change, but that's not how it's going to work. You're going to have to dig deep. You're going to have to be uncomfortable. You're going to have to go to something else you haven't normally ran before.
Green Bay and Washington just played Week 14 this past month at Lambeau. They're playing here at Pizza Hut Stadium. Thanks for joining us. And again, we've got more action coming up as we get later in the evening. AFC West and AFC South next. Oakland and Jacksonville. And a couple of pretty famous players having at it there.
And it looks like we are seeing a completely new defense from Schemin that we haven't seen yet in this game. I love to see the adjustment. Some players will just live and die by how they play. You got to adjust to the person you're playing.
That's why they call him Schemin. Here's Dickerson, and he'll roll. Get down to the 10. So what are you looking at now, 3rd and 5, Mo? What would you call?
Tekkers is probably going to try to use some different motions here to get the stretch working, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him pass the ball either. You know, I would like to see some motions maybe to see if you can get the run game open up. But look for this hitch on the left side. Looks like he's going to put that post out there as a decoy, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him throw the hitch. And he does.
And it's picked. It's Deion Sanders. With the ball in his right hand, Deion's on the move.
You're not going to catch Deion.
Neon Deion on his way. Touchdown, Schemin.
Come on, man. Come on.
Great lurk there by Schemin. He goes to the pass play that he brought to him before. Schemin not fooled. We've seen Tekkers hit that versus Henry for the game, kind of sealed the game. I'm sure Schemin went back and watched some game film. He wasn't going to allow that happen to him.
Now Tekkers used a big pick to advance against Henry, right? Now the tables have turned. Here's some more Deion running back the other way. Our Snickers replay on an intercepted ball, a pick 6. Let's call this one 92 yards for Deion.
Yeah, and it looked like he actually had that other hitch to Kittle on the other side. Just got a little impatient with the pressure coming, had to get rid of it, and threw it right to Deion Sanders. You know, we've seen Deion Sanders get ran over by Eric Dickerson. Deion a little bit better in coverage and pick 6 that ball.
It's a great point. Now Tom Brady back, as it's a 2-possession game. Nothing open, so he'll just fling it out of bounds.
And Tekkers is getting lazy on offense. We haven't seen him do that whole lot, but it's because this Eric Dickerson is still tired from trying to chase Deion Sanders down on that pick 6, and now he has no choice. I would probably call timeout right now because this possession is so huge. You need Eric Dickerson to get the ball.
Think about what Deion Sanders and that player, that card, has meant for Tekkers. Right at the end of the first half, he thought he had a touchdown with him. Nope, -2 points with the safety, essentially. And now it's Sanders again, and that was the pick 6, but for the other guy.
And Tekkers is playing frustrated right now. I'm just going to say it. We've seen him running the ball a whole lot, and now he's going to the pass every down.
Which is not usually his game. Harrison belted out of bounds, but he's able to grab it. And that gets the ball to the 45.
And he is good at passing out of these formations, but you don't want that to be his exclusive thing, because if it gets too obvious that you're going to be passing the ball, it's very easy to stop out of this formation.
That's more his bread and butter right there, running with Dickerson. He's got Marvin Harrison and Devin Hester at receiver. Does have George Kittle as a tight end. A 23-14 lead for Schemin. And essentially a home game for him. Not for the UK kid, not for Tekkers.
Uh-oh.
That is picked again. It's another Hall of Famer. This time it's LT.
Tekkers getting very predictable with that motion. It seems like when he motions over that Marvin Harrison out that strong wing formation, it's always a pass. Schemin picking up on that, goes to some pass defense, and look at Lawrence Taylor, the pass rusher, making the interception.
So it's that defense really more than anything else for Schemin that has carried him here, and now looking for the kill shot, already up 23-14 as we get late in the third quarter. And with Lamar Jackson, you don't really have to hand it off, right? I mean, he can do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. He does hand it off to Pollard, and that's going nowhere.
And I love the adjustment that Schemin's making right now. Going to the run game. Probably going to see him use a lot of this clock, up 2 possessions. Going to for sure take this to the fourth quarter at some point. He's in complete control of this game. And when you wonder how much does that safety come into play for Tekkers, how much did that throw him off his game?
Yeah, the psychology of that is fascinating to me, Mo, because, again, and you're the player, I'm not, but you go in a blink from thinking, I'm up 21-14. Nope, I'm down 16-14. Lamar Jackson on the move.
Great defense.
Tackled inbounds. So that'll kill some more clock here. He's only rushed with Lamar Jackson 4 times.
And that was a great adjustment there by Tekkers. Luckily for Schemin, he doesn't let the ball go.
Drini and Pavin coming up. Well, Pavin was a guy that just kind of burst onto the scene very quickly around this time last year.
Look for Hester. Hester might have a shot right here.
Can Jackson get it to him? He goes underneath to Pollard and a fingertip catch. Lamar Jackson has thrown for about 200 yards here for Schemin. Remember, it was a rampage running it for Joke in our first game today.
Yeah, and look at Schemin. He's not even going to call a play. He wants to just enjoy the moment right now. Normally we see people use the chew clock feature just to get to that fourth quarter, but Schemin just kind of taking his chance, or taking his time right here. He completely threaded the needle right there on that third down. Probably needs to calm down a little bit because that was a questionable read that worked out for him.
5 minutes away from glory. 5 minutes away from moving on. 4 is up, and we are ready for the fourth quarter, presented by Snickers.
Oh, no, don't pressure him.
This party's garbage.
That bad, huh?
It is that bad. It's like a bag of zero.
Try this creamy Snickers. You could use a little smoothness.
Is that one of the zeros?
Get smooth with the fresh ground nut butters and creamy Snickers.
In that Snickers Players Lounge, they are watching what's been a really good NFC battle here. Waiting to see if Schemin can keep moving on. Remember, he was counting down the wins, we told you. He said, my mindset is I got 5 games to win. He's crossed it out to 4, crossed it out to 3, looking to cross it out to 2 more. He's got a 9-point lead here, Mo, with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, and Schemin's top 32 matchup, we've seen him go to that QB blast, and Lamar Jackson actually fumbled the ball, kind of let his opponent back into the game. I wonder if we're going to see the same type of thing right here. If he's on that conservative, you can still fumble, it's just a very low chance.
There's Lamar Jackson. He's wrapped up. So just trying to grind it and continue to harden the cement here. Make sure that his 9-point lead stays right where it is. Just don't turn the ball over, I'm sure, is key.
Yeah, don't turn the ball over and use as much of that play clock as you can. Wouldn't be surprised if we don't see very much passing left in this game from Schemin. And I would be very, very surprised if we seen him snap the ball before under 10 seconds on the play clock.
We've seen an emotional Schemin. Saw him hulking out a couple times over there in that chair. Not something we're used to, but again, this is a $20,000 game. It's a guy that walked away from a good job. He wants to pursue this and this alone. Wants to be the next esports star. Jackson gets whacked. It's going to be 3rd down.
This is a huge play for Tekkers. It can get very, very difficult to win this game if you give this up. Wouldn't be surprised if Schemin still sticks with the run, even though it is 3rd and 7. And if you're Tekkers, you've got to be able to contain the run and pass right here. This is kind of your last hope in this game. You got to get a stop.
2 totally different uses of Lamar Jackson in these back-to-back games. Joke ran with him 30 times. Will Jackson run here? Nope, he'll load and throw. He's got Tyreek Hill. Move those chains.
Great patience there by Pam. You know, he had 2 routes to choose from. Made sure Tekkers user was going to the post and just goes to the wide open slant to Tyreek Hill. Great, great, great decision. And great patience by Schemin right there.
And again, back to the end of that second quarter, Mo. You called it. That's where Tekkers kind of lost the plot, right? I mean, it seemed like he had the momentum, and now nothing.
You know, and this is a big game. You know, it can get very easy. It can be very easy to let your emotions get the best of you. And I'm afraid that might have been what happened, because we've seen after Schemin pick-sixed him, he just kind of went to this pass-heavy offense that we didn't see a whole lot of in his entire tournament run. He definitely let that safety get him off balance.
Schemin one of 23 in this field of 32 that's at a major for the first time. And Pollard wrapped up. His first NFL club major here for Schemin, so far going quite well. And user error from Tekkers, of all things, a guy who's been fundamentally so solid.
And I really do think he let his emotions get the best of him. You know, it's never a good thing when that happens, but you got to continue to fight. And I think we're seeing him fight, but it's just a little bit too late.
Yeah, a lot of clock is rolling here. A 2nd down and 4. And very, very smart to take that play clock all the way to about 2 seconds here. Pollard stuffed. And no use of timeouts yet. Take this to the 2-minute warning, and the biggest play of the game now, right on 3rd and 5.
Yeah, if you don't get off the field here, the game's essentially over. It's likely going to be tough for him anyways because he runs that strong, tight formation. Not able to pass the ball every play, as we see from some of these gun bunch players. It's going to be very hard to full scheme in and hit him over the top for a quick touchdown. So it's going to be very difficult for Tekkers. He's going to have to get an onside kick at some point in this game.
Wherever it goes from here, Tekkers has absolutely planted his flag. I mean, I know you're impressed, Mo, with what he's done. The UK is okay in this tournament. He's representing globally here and doing it very well.
I'm extremely impressed by his game. You know, he's at a big tournament. It's very easy to let your emotions get the best of you, and I think that's all that happened today.
Play of the game here for Tekkers defensively. Got to get a stop on 3rd and 5. Or it is game, set, match for the former tennis player. Jackson cannot quite get there. And we're under the 2-minute warning. Timeout's not being used yet. All right, so what's the call now on 4th and inches?
If I'm scheming, I'm going for it. I'm trying to seal the game, because even if you don't get it, the game's likely out of your opponent's reach right anyways. But I would try to just completely dead the game, get it over with.
And again, Tekkers hasn't used timeouts. It's going to roll all the way down here to probably about 1:15, 1:17 on the clock.
And it does look like Schemin's probably going to audible around to that blast. Lamar Jackson hasn't been stopped very often.
Well, this would put it away. This would be the go-forward moment here if Jackson gets the first down. No, he's cut down. Palomalu got him, and the patient has a pulse.
And Tekkers still coming out in that strong wing formation. He's going to have to buy some time right now for his quarterback, Tom Brady.
And he didn't burn a single timeout, did Tekkers. That's huge. He's got 3 of those, but he's down 2 scores, not 1.
All Schemin has to do right here is keep him in bounds.
Can Brady spring someone free? He goes into traffic, and it's picked, and that'll do it. It's good to be the king. He's tackled at the 5.
And it looked like he had the post coming wide open on the other side, and he would have been able to get out of bounds. Just a poor read right there. He definitely had the post open.
Come on, defense. We playing
And that's going to be the ball game.
Defense playing ball. Promise you that.
So on to the conference finals. It'll be Schemin pretty soon.
And it looks like Tekkers is, oh, nope, he calls his timeout. I thought he had just given up right there. I'd love to see him burn those timeouts. Keep yourself in the fight. You never know what can happen.
Nick Hacko and Voltrax play in the other NFC semi, by the way, and that's going to be a pretty intriguing matchup, too. We've seen 2 really good games already, and still 2 to go. AFC West and AFC South coming up next. Oakland against Jacksonville. And 2 very seasoned players as Jackson steps on in.
Let's go.
That's
Ball game, man.
Ball game indeed. And congratulations to the guy that cashed out as a FedEx delivery man. He's delivered here on this stage today, winning 29-14.
Yeah, great game by both those guys. I really think that safety was the difference in the game. Kind of got Tekkers off his game. Throws a pick 6 to Schemin, and it was over from there.
Schemin has said he's so sick of playing down when it matters most. Always close, never able to light that victory cigar. But this time he moves on. He's with Evan right now.
Oh, thank you guys so much. I'm over here with Schemin. Man, just talk to me. I want to hear what's going on through your mind after winning an additional $20K and moving into the Final Four.
That's big, man. It was a lot of stake for that game. I was locked in, not really labbing so much, just taking a couple ideas for some of the people I respect in the Madden community, taking what they had to say and adding it to my game, and it helped me out.
Yeah.
A couple shout-outs, big shout-out to Blocky. He's been my bunch reps for a couple weeks now, and he got me prepared on offense and defense. He's a good defensive player, too, so he had me thinking a lot. I definitely appreciate him. And then Master Gamer and VY, man. They helped me out with the run D. It did okay. I wouldn't say it completely boxed it, but it did okay, and I just appreciate them for taking the time. And then all my guys, man, Wild, Tweez, Cole, V-Tech, Cam, everybody, man. My family, friends, everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody's pulling for me. I'm just trying to do it, man.
You know, I want to know, just kind of, we want to talk about the game in a second, but what does a win like this mean for you? I mean, in the grander scheme of your life as Schemin, or not the player, but the person, what does something like this mean?
It's kind of life-changing. I mean, it's getting to the point where it's really, you know, a big step in my financial life, just life period. Man, I've been through a lot, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? So taking advantage of this opportunity right now is just, it's everything.
And what does it, you know, I think, does that make it even a bigger moment here, having come through adversity to get here? Does it make it even more impactful for you?
Yeah, man. I couldn't be playing this game right now if I'd have went another way or let my mind, you know, take over my fight. But
yeah.
At the end of the day, man, I'm a fighter. I'm gonna keep playing this game no matter what's going on in my life. It's kind of like when I was on the basketball court, when I step in the line, just nothing else matters. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like the same thing.
That's awesome. And you know what? I mean, you clearly have a mind for the game, a passion for the game. You've been through a lot to be in this position. But you also use that mind really well in-game to stay focused and to get yourself amped up. I want to know what happened in your mind when that play occurred. And let's look at the wall for it. You got a smirk on your face. Walk us through, like, what you were thinking when this occurred.
Well, I just tried to take a shot. I had no timeout. So I kind of just, you know, tried to get in the sweet spot. I had 3 sweet spot routes that I could have tried to quick hike throw. I thought I had wide, man. Wasn't nobody over there. I passed, led it to the sideline, and Deion got there, and it was unfortunate for him, but fortunate for me that he got a safety. It could have been a pick 6 if he steered it right, or if he had a little bit more space. Game of inches.
Yeah, and speaking of a pick 6, we actually got one that really changed your outcome here on the wall.
Yeah, man. I was setting up for run D scrambling, and he just showed me his hand right there when I seen all them routes come out. Maybe if he'd have blocked just sent out 2 or 3, I kind of would have been confused on the run, but I seen it. And when I seen the little hitch, I seen him sit down, I kind of just baited it a little bit.
All right, man. Well, you're on a Friday. It took 75,000 players to start this tournament. You made it to the top 4. Congratulations, dude. That's a pretty amazing thing.
Thank you.
We'll see you tomorrow. Get some rest. We're going to send it over to James for some highlights and talk this match.